All right, today we're going to build some soil screens, and as discussed before, this is used in our soil operations, and we also use it in stump operations for containing the job site from keeping as much debris flying around as possible. All right, for the equipment tools we'll need to build the soil screens, we have them laid out right here. So we have our drill that we're going to use with a 3/8 inch bit. That's going to be a perfect drill for the size hole we need. We have our zip ties, tape measure, Sharpie, and we have a Sawzall. But before you use this kind of blade, you really want the PVC rated blade, but a hacksaw is preferred, but we don't have that here right with us. And we have 2 pieces of PVC, which we can get that at Lowe's Home Improvement, along with the zip ties as well. And these come in usually 10-foot sections, so that's why we'll have to cut these down to 5 foot. And we keep our nets up on the top shelf, labeled nets. When we get our sections cut into 5 foot, we'll use our clamp we have on the table. We usually build these in the shop just because of the vise. Put your section in here and the soil net. So when we get these cut to length, and the preferred length would be 5 feet, and that's what the tape measure is for. When you have your whole piece of PVC, measure it to length. And we'll pretend we have our whole length, which is usually about 12 feet. We'll mark it at 5 feet. Take your Sharpie, mark it, and that's where it will be cut. Then the end product, you'll have 2 pieces of PVC at 5 feet. All right, these are basically reused pieces. They've already had holes drilled, but for sake of demonstration, we're going to say these are 2 undrilled PVC. So once you have your 5-foot pieces, put these off to the side. Take our soil net. Find one end where the grommets are at the short length. These are usually about, I believe they're about 8 feet in length. So you'll take the short section with the grommets. You'll line them up at the ends, and that's when you'll mark it with the Sharpie. Kind of acts as a template for where you're going to drill your holes. So you'll mark it once, twice. All right, make sure you got it lined up. Mark it again, continue down. Mark it again. Keep on until you reach the end of the section. All right, so your holes are marked. And we usually build these nets in the shop because we have the vise already ready to use. All right, get the clamp where you need it. Put it about halfway in. Make sure it's secure, not too tight, so you don't want to crack the PVC. All right, so we have our holes lined up with our Sharpie to match where the grommets go. So all we have to do now is drill the holes. All right, we have our holes drilled. Get the zip ties. Line up the screen where we had our, all right. So you want to line it up. Zip tie goes through both holes. All right, make sure it's turned around the right way to grab. Cinch it tight and continue on down. You could also trim these end pieces off if you need to. All right, and that's it. Repeat the process on the other end. There's your soil screen.